I answered a bunch of your questions in a video last week, but today, let's finish up my list. My first question today is from Sean. How do you keep finding inspiration and not get bored? I seek it out. I put myself in situations where I'm likely to be inspired, like the outdoors or a museum. I also look through magazines, and sometimes I'll just walk through clothing stores or like just the accessories department looking for inspiration. I keep an open mind, and I just take little things that catch my eye and develop my own ideas out of them. Think of it this way. If you felt like you wanted to have a conversation or teach people about something, you wouldn't just sit in a small room and wait for people to come to you. You might go to a crowded square or organize an event. I think of inspiration in the same way. You've got to go out and find it. It may feel like luck when you do find it, but really, in many cases, you've set yourself up to make that luck. Randy asks, if you could give one piece of advice to photographers, what would it be? Do your own thing. Don't worry about what everyone tells you to do. There's no one best way to do anything. Listen to what people say, but understand that one person's approach may be more gear-centric, while another's might be more art-centric. And you'll find every shade in between. The single biggest issue I see with photographers who are learning the art is how often they will be told that something is absolute. And many of you know that when the words right and wrong are used, I tend to head in the other direction. Shrezan says, how to make my crush love me? I need help. Oh my. That is the question, isn't it? And if I knew, I'd probably have dated that basketball player in high school. But I suppose with age comes perspective. So in my experience, being honest and being yourself seems to be the best bet. Gabriel, which of these two lenses you had recommended as an alternative to the Nikon 70-200 f2.8, Sigma 70-200 f2.8, or Tamron 70-200 f2.8? Thanks so much. The Nikon 70-200 is a great, robust lens. I've not extensively used the Sigma and Tamron versions of that particular lens. I do have a video where I talk about things to consider when purchasing third-party lenses. You can find it at the link above. Rick, what wide-angle prime DX lens would you recommend? Depends on what you want to use it for. There is a 10.5mm fisheye DX lens, but that's the only truly wide-angle DX prime lens. If you look at FX lenses, there's a 14 and a 20mm, which is still pretty wide on a crop sensor body. If you have a particular use in mind though, shoot me an email and I can see if I can help you out a bit more. Cheryl, are there any downsides to buying used lenses from websites such as Craigslist? I'm thinking of expanding my lens collection, but am on a serious budget because I'm about to start my last year of college. Congratulations. However, I saw an older looking Nikon 50mm f1.8D lens on Craigslist for only $70. It seems like a good deal, but could it be too good to be true? Should I buy from a camera shop instead? Thanks. And then Roger actually answered the question exactly the way I would. So let me just read you his answer. If possible, I would ask the seller if you could meet in some public location to try out the lens first to make sure it's in working order before you make your decision. Most lenses should work perfectly fine unless they've been poorly taken care of. Note that the Nikon 50mm f1.8D will require that your body has a built-in autofocus motor in order to autofocus. Hope this helps some. Smile emoticon. Thanks, Roger. That was an awesome answer. Now for a question from Howard. Have you ever considered a SnapChick superfan meetup in AZ, 7 days of camping and photography? Yes, I have. I am working on something. No news yet though, but when it does happen, it will be something special. Howard also asks, did you ever photograph the wedding assignment a while ago? How did it turn out? Thank you. Which wedding? I'm sure that I talked about one at some point, but I don't remember. I do shoot weddings from time to time, not every weekend. To me, that would be hell. It has to be a circumstance that I will enjoy, and I know that sounds a little selfish, but if I'm not into it, the photos are just not going to have the passion that I expect to see in them. Brad, thanks for complimenting my photo of a great blue heron. What's your best/favorite wildlife photo you've ever taken? My favorite wildlife photo I've ever taken, I think would have to be this one. I was hiking out of the Grand Canyon, and I was almost out, and these two male bighorn sheep started banging horns on the trail. Seriously, on the trail. And when they were done, or rather when some brave or possibly insane woman just got them to stop by literally slowly hiking toward them, they calmed down, and several of their buddies just hung around the trail afterwards. It was so cool. So that's it for today. Thank you everyone for your questions. Keep your eyes out for my next call for Q&A questions on my Facebook page. If you haven't found me there, you can find a link to it in the description below.